Based on my experience in life, I would like to say the importance of applying Vedatrium in our day. Be blessed by the divine. Dear Vedatrians, I would like to tell you a critical situation that I had undergone in my life 5 years ago. Only because of Vedatrium, I could positively come out of that situation and made my life at least meaningful. So, based on my experience in life, I would like to say the importance of applying Vedatrium in our day to day life. In November 2013, my mom started having menstruation problems. As she was nearing 50s, there were negligence to it because the assumption was it might be a menopausal symptom. But the problem did not reduce. So she was sent to an oncologist for diagnosis. Yes, she was diagnosed with cervix cancer. Due to the delayed diagnosis, she had to undergo the surgery of removing uterus immediately. And of course, she had undergone chemotherapy, brachytherapy, radiotherapy, etc. The painful therapies of life. Due to this, the entire family was undergoing a mental trauma. The environment in our house is completely spoiled. This trauma literally killed my dad too. Just the amount of stress he had taken during the course of treatment was too much. It ended in sudden demands of my dad. One side life threatening disease, and the other side loss of my dad. Imagine the stress of my mom was undergoing. Even though with intensive care and treatment, she could not survive, and we lost her too. But immediately the voice of the society was, why did this happen to a Vedatrian? Why did a Vedatrian get cancer? And on the other side, my relatives started saying that my dad worked too much for Mandram, Sky System Administration, and the social service, and he spoiled his health. This disturbed me so much. I was depressed as one side I lost my parents, and the other side could not face the society. I was feeling guilty. As a grown up child from Mandram, the sky system could not take up those words. But during those period, I overcame many and many of them were facing similar kind of situations. That is one or the other problem in life. Feeling guilty to even speak out. That may be physical ailments or mental or emotional pressures. That time only I realized my parents also were not at all expressing most of the problems out and just keeping it within themselves. If we tell this, what will they think of us being in sky system? That is the ego stopping them to speak out. But I feel if they could have spoken up, they could have opened up, they would have got the problem solved. Why are we in sky system? To develop our maturity and to handle our situations very well in life, right? But we are still getting into, we are still not getting out of this basic ego. This situation triggered me to introspect more and more on it. My parents have given me the most toughest lessons in life. Swamiji has given us the duties in an order, right? First is the self, then family, then society, then the world. But you know, we are mostly living for the world and not for ourselves. And just getting up early in the morning and doing physical exercise, is that sufficient for ourselves? After that, how are we living our life? Application of Vedatrium is not just physical exercise and expecting healthy life and ignoring rest of it. Swamiji says every living being are made up of three bodies: physical body, astral body, and causal body. These three are interrelated. When one gets affected, the other two also gets affected. And mostly it will reflect on the physical body as disease. We all have born with sinful imprints, and it will reflect in three main areas. We can identify the sinful imprints in three things. One is disease in the physical body, second one is stressful mind, and third one is problems in our life. So it is necessary that we will need to understand all of this. And where are we missing to apply Vedatrium? Let us take physical body first. Man always seeks pleasure. Whatever we do, we want to enjoy and be happy. But our unhealthy body only gives us pains and sorrows. Our expectation is happiness, but the result is pains, sorrows, and sufferings. If we see the structure of our physical body is made up of Panjabhutas, and they are forming five layers according to Panjabhutas. First one is physical body, it represents the earth. Then, second one is fluid circulation, it represents the water. Heat circulation represents the heat. Air circulation represents the air. And fifth one is life energy circulation, which represents the Akash. All these are interrelated and should have harmony with each other. In short, for physical body to be healthy, blood circulation, heat circulation, air circulation should be proper, and it should be harmony between energy, that is life energy. Life energy is only controlling and regulating the functioning of the physical body. When the life force particles in the body circulates, there creates the biomagnetism. So, for blood circulation, heat circulation, and air circulation to be proper in the body, we will need to have our life energy circulation and biomagnetic circulation to be proper. Swamiji says one simple example of how can we feel our life energy and its importance in the physical body. Let us take the taste sense. We all like sweets, right? Swamiji quotes this example with jangri, but I like gulab jamuns, so I take gulab jamun for this example. And that too, Punjabi style, big sized, top notch sweet. We have one gulab jamun. How do we feel? The first one, the taste is amazing. Sweetness to the core. I'm enjoying. I wish, and my taste buds also wanted to have one more. We are driving by our senses, right? If we feel happy about something, we want to do it again and again and just want to feel that pleasure without realizing the actual effects of it. Okay, anyway, we are having another second gulab jamun. Two is done. Taste is okay again. We are eating third one. How will our taste be the same sweet which we liked itself is not tasty and our body says no and not enjoying. Why? The life energy is required even to experience anything in physical body. Without life energy, the physical body cannot experience anything and cannot be survived as well. So, where are we losing our life energy? In the pleasures and enjoyment, what we wanted in life. We are just running behind money, working a lot. We feel if we improve our financial status, we will be happy and enjoying our life to the core. We feel if we eat multi cuisine food, the tastes from different corners of the world, we enjoy them and we feel we are happy. We feel traveling to places that gives us enjoyment. Until the loss of my parents, I was thinking focusing only on my career. I was workaholic. Being project management administrator in a multinational company, I had to work for different time zones. Mostly, most of the days, I had to work round the clock. Though I was practicing physical exercise, Kayakalpa meditation that was giving me support, I was completely losing my sleep. Most of the days, I had nightmares during the project, which was based on US claims. I used to lose my sleep. Mind is always in a panic situation. I realized that very lately. This was very badly affecting my life energy. So then I realized limit in 5 is the most important. As Patanjali Maharishi says in 8 limbs of yoga, the first two are yama and niyama, do's and don'ts. Only after that is asanas and pranayama. In sky system, limit in 5 should be the first stage before even practicing physical exercise, kayakalpa, meditation and service. That is our discipline, life discipline. First step food, sleep, work, pleasure, and thoughts. All these should be in moderate. Even in Bhagavad Gita, there is a shloka in Sanskrit. Yuktahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yukta swapnava bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. One who is moderate in food, work, sleep, etc., will reduce their dukkha, pains, and sorrows. So, this is the discipline of a basic discipline of a yogi. But ignoring in limit in 5 most of the time, and all of us are just speaking all this theoretically and missing out the application of it in the day to day life. Actually, food is very essential for us to live healthy. There is a very well known proverb: what we eat is what we are. What we eat is what we are. The food what we eat is actually getting converted into juice, then blood, then flesh, then fat, bones, bone marrows, and vital energy, which is the source of our life energy, life force. So, the food determines our life energy. And please do not forget, food will kill our life energy as well. Filthy matters do not grow in healthy soil. If the soil is healthy, it will give growth to healthy matters and it will throw away the filthy matters. Likewise, in our soil, our physical body, if it is healthy, in a very good coordination with our life energy, it will never allow any filthy matters like diseases. But what we do, we are not conscious about our food. Just imagine the quantity and quality of food that we eat is important to have the good quantity and quality of our vital fluid. Do you know where is our food getting digested? Today, most of us have this awareness. The food is first getting digested in our mouth with saliva. The enzymes in the saliva is salivary amylase, and it starts digesting the food, then only stomach digests, then only intestine digests, and from intestine the food is converted into energy and it gets into bloodstream. That is the juice which Swamiji says as the first point in food conversion. But before saliva digesting the food, what we are eating, the brain, that is the mind, should digest the food. The hypothalamus in the brain actually will give the trigger to the saliva to be secreted, to produced in the mouth. If we want to understand that, just close your eyes and think of the tastiest, yummy, the colorful pickle that you have had recently. You could able to realize there is saliva secreting in your mouth, right? I'm just telling you, you're just thinking of that pickle, but the saliva is already got secreted. So the trigger is from the mind, and so we will need to concentrate on the food while eating. But how are we eating these days? What we do is we have become expert in multitasking these days. We will do many activities at a time. That is what this generation is also expecting us to do. Due to this, we actually lost our focus in concentration and focusing at one point. While eating, we are not focused. We watch TV and eat. We browse in mobile and eat. We do all such things while eating. While I was working in corporate, most of the time I used to have working lunch. Working lunch is the culture in corporates of saving time, time management. We are saving time in what? We don't have eating time also. That means during that time, we will be having a critical discussion, critical problem discussion. Our mind is engaged in thinking of that problem, of that business problem, and naturally we are stressed out. And during that time, the food is entering into our body. How will the enzymes be aware when our mind is not fixed to it? Actually, you know what? Especially during these kind of lunch, after completing the lunch and coming back to my seat, I have asked my friends, colleagues, as what was that we had for lunch today? I forgot because I am not focused. I didn't have my focus on food. So I didn't even know what is gone inside my body. What taste is gone, what food is gone, what color it is. Nothing is registered because I'm not focused. While we take initiation, Swamiji has told us whenever we eat or do any kind of activities, our concentration and focus should be in Agna Chakra. But we are ignoring it. The conscious awareness is required. We are not focused on it. That way, whatever is really not going to be digested properly and gets converted to toxic matters. The quality of food that we have is not being good. So, if input, the food, what gets into the body, which is getting converted as life energy, is not right, the output life energy is also not good. Then the quality of food, what we eat, is the quality of our life energy. I will tell you an interesting story. I was 3 years old. There were a lot of people at my home and expecting some special guest to home. My home was very well decorated. I was also dressed up very well, and lot of varieties of food is getting prepared in the backyard. Especially the big plate full of laddus were staked that caught my attention. I went and asked my dad, what is special today? Who's coming home? He said, Tata is coming home. Yes, Maharishi Tata or Swamiji Vedatri Maharishi. I was excited to see Tata. But when he actually got down from car and entering our house, I was disappointed. You know why? I was expecting Tata to be looking like a king dressed up very well. But he was very simple in white and white. And also, I was expecting some gifts that Tata will bring me. But he did not get me anything. That is why I was disappointed. But somehow I was curiously observing him as everyone were giving lot of importance to him. My mom served him a dinner. Though there were plenty of varieties of food prepared, you know what Marshitata had? He just had two idlis. And one more interesting thing is, he just picked 2 3 bundis using his index finger and gave the rest of the laddu to my mom, and he said, this is enough for me and let it serve others. What a simple person he is. Even though he likes laddus, he had just a piece of it. He is the living example. Moderation in food, limit in food, whatever he taught us, whatever he preached, he practiced in his life, and that is why he is our guru. We overeat. The research says people die more not because of starving, because of overeating. Here I would like to say this is the problem with my dad as well. My dad is a true karma yogi. for this society. People who knows my dad knows that very well. He is the most kind-hearted person. He is a people's person. Not even a single person in his life had any kind of hatred or problem with him in the entire life. He always been a neutral person during any kind of conflicts in sky system administration as well. My dad is the best administrator according to me. He has done the best of his service day and night, anytime, anywhere, without any expectation to sky system administration. Such a beautiful human being. But for the self, he was not a karma yogi because he was not able to moderate his food habits basically. Now, what is the result of doing such a service to the society? As Sky practitioner, the society is watching us. Of course, they will ask questions and put in all such statements. This is why I'm saying limit in 5 should be applied as the basic discipline. Just imagine the amount of stress that I would have been undergone at that time to face the society. But Vedatrium gave me the strength and maturity to accept both positives and negatives from my dad and the society as well. There are plenty of good things that I have learned from my dad to be followed, and few negative things not to follow as well. The amount of thought that gets into my mind was disturbing me and took me to depression. Only then, practically, I realized these thoughts are also creating chemical changes in our physical body. What am I doing? Just living with stress without even knowing it. Good thoughts will create good mood and good chemical changes in the body. But the bad thought will actually create disturbance in the chemical changes in the body, different kind of chemical changes. We are aware of happy hormones and stress hormones, right? When we are happy, when we are recognized by someone, if someone says good about us, we feel happy, and entire cellular system in the body is also feeling happy. They are the happy hormones, good happy hormones getting secreted from our brain cells. When we are stressed, our cells are not happy, and the adrenal gland will secrete the stress hormones that ultimately affects the health of the physical body. I will tell you an example situation just for the understanding. Imagine you are getting a phone call, and that phone call has a sad news. How will you feel, and what are all the changes in the body that you will feel? We will feel sweat, right? We will feel tired. Our heartbeats are high. Our breath is fast. And we have many more symptoms like the digestion not getting proper. All those issues will be there when mind is upset. All these changes is in the physical body. Why? The ears are hearing the sad news and the mind is upset. Why should the physical body respond? This is called physiological stress response. That means the stress that will affect the physiology of our physical body. Every time when we are angry, upset, depressed, it will produce stress hormones. That is the main reason for psychosomatic ailments that we are facing a challenge in today's generation. So, our thoughts are very, very important to have a very healthy physical body. Practice of thought analysis that Swamiji has given us should be practiced each and every minute. That conscious awareness should be there. This is about the quality of our thought and its effects in the physical body. Now, let us look into the quantity. Overthinking, that is too many thoughts at a time. Thought per second, they say, right? If we are not reducing these thoughts per second, we will not even have conscious awareness. Every thought is an expense of our life energy. Only by expensing, that is, spending our life energy, we are enjoying or we are just thinking. Every thought is an expense of our life energy. Too much of thinking and overthinking will lead to lose our life energy. And this will disturb our sleep as well. Sleep is actually a beautiful healing process. Just imagine we are working for the whole day from morning till evening, and at this time, especially in India, it is 8:30 p.m. We are tired. Our body is tired and our mind is also tired. Naturally, the body needs the sleep, right? To rest our body, to give rest to our body and to our mind. And when the body is energized, automatically we wake up, right? We don't continue sleeping, right? So, the sleep is a natural, regularly occurring condition for rest and relaxation of our body and mind. Sleep is a natural form of pratyahara. Pratyahara is absence of conscious thoughts, sensation, or physical and mental movements. Pratyahara is actually withdrawing the senses. What happens when we sleep? Okay, in today's generation, are we having a deep sleep or dreaming sleep? If we are in dreaming sleep, our mind is still working. Of course, I've told you I have had lot of nightmares during my career in corporates, right? The scary thoughts did not allow me to sleep and it was running in my mind. That in turn affected my physical body as well. This is why Swamiji has given us relaxation. The practice of relaxation will guide us to withdraw from the senses. And that is why I said when sleep is getting affected, practice of relaxation will really help us to develop a deep sleep, and that is pratyahara. Sleep in turn affects our work as well. Even though I did not sleep properly the last night, I have to wake up early in the morning and start my work. Already body is not rejuvenated completely. Then the work is also stressing me too much, and that will affect and lead to physical ailments. These are all the important factors for the psychosomatic ailments that we are facing in today's generation. Actually, we have all born with certain imprints. Based on those imprints, only our life on this earth is being. This is called Sanchita Karma and Prarabdha Karma. According to diseases, it is called heredity and genetics and whatever. Physical ailments is in the body also is based on this. Of course, we will be able to get rid of these karmas if we change our lifestyle into yogic way and basically these 5 points. But we want to enjoy the pleasure always and ignore the imprints that we have brought in. We forgot about the imprints that we have bought in while coming to this earth. So, if we focus on that, only then we will be able to come out of our karmas. Once we are completely into the enjoyment of pleasure, forgetting our karma, we will surely need to pay for our karma in our lifetime. For all the pleasures that we are enjoying, we are paying our life energy. Nothing is free here. So we have to decide and have to have conscious awareness on day-to-day basis on these 5 points. There is one story, my favorite story, that I have learnt it from my Maharshi Tata during my childhood. Every one of you will be aware of the story, but I want to re-emphasize that here. There was a hungry dog searching for its food. It did not find its food at all. Sometimes later, it found a dried piece of bone. It was happy looking at it and it just started chewing the bone very fast. The sharp edges in the piece of the bone cut the mouth of the dog. Dog did not realize it, but it was enjoying its own blood. It started bleeding more and more. The dog still did not realize that and still enjoying the pleasure of it to the core. When the whole blood drained out, it was too late for the dog to realize it and it could not survive. This is exactly the experience of mine. Thank you. Be blessed by the divine.
Be blessed by the divine. Deep understanding of nature is essential for living in harmony with the law of nature. In the same way, deep understanding of Vedatrium is essential for individual well being and spiritual well being. Thank you so much, Professor Subhavahini Sitaraman, Madam, for sharing your true life experiences, comparing with Vedatrium, and enlightening us. On behalf of all the listeners, we thank you so much for your enlightened words, and they would always enshrine in our hearts forever. Dear participants, now the forum is open for discussion questions. You can please click on the raise hand button in your Zoom app to ask your questions to our professor. While you're preparing for your questions, we have important announcements. Please emphasize all your near and dear ones to learn and practice Kayakalpa Yoga. You can easily learn Kayakalpa Yoga from your home by visiting the website kayakalpayoga.edu.in or by downloading the Android application. World Community Service Center Vision for Wisdom is conducting online foundation courses and certified courses in Tamil, English, and Kannada. Please visit kundaliniyoga.edu.in to know in detail. Please refer your friends and relatives to join these courses and let all get benefited by practicing the yogic techniques given by our Guru. Our monthly journal Anboli is also available in the Android application. You can get access to the premium content of our Guru speeches at a nominal subscription. Connect with us on Facebook and YouTube at Sky Yoga TV to listen to all the past speeches of our beloved professors for free. Karma Yoga principles of Vedatrium suggest donating 1% of your income to the good causes of the society. As some of you are aware, these donations are not expenditures but they are investments. You get more than what you pay as good karma. We invite you to donate to the World Community Service Center either through the Unboli app or through our official website, that is veda3.edu.in. Section 80G exemptions are available for these donations. Now we will move on to the question and answer session. We request a participant to unmute yourself. Be blessed by the divine. Do we have any questions? Professor Kasturi, madam, you can unmute yourself, ma'am.
வாழ்க வளமுடன் மேம்.
வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
Really very wonderful speech, ma'am, you have given.
Thank you.
You have covered all that 5 limits and methods, and also the four things that need: quantity, quality, time, everything you have given. And also your own experience is very nice, ma'am. My question is, how to arrest this ego which you have given your own experience of your father and mother, how her health affected problem like this, how can we arrest, ma'am?
So in this case, I was mentioning the ego of not projecting the truth, the sufferings outside, because people will be thinking bad about it. But you just need to have that confidence on the people. And also, what we will need to do is we will need to open up. We should be ready to accept what we are. That is what is the problem. And in the sky system, practicing sky system, we all know about it, right? Like, a problem is not just because of that, maybe a physical problem, maybe because of lot many things. It is karma. And if there is some physical problems, just keeping it within ourselves doesn't give a solution. And because of that, not being very expressive, instead of that, you can just tell, okay, this is what is the fact. I think that is that ego. I don't know how to arrest it and all. Just being open, and at least we should have some very close people, and just open something out to the people.
But people who are all around us are adding the fuel to the problem only, ma'am. No, they are not giving the solutions. Only Vedatrium gives us the solution and we are following it. At the same time, the problem which we are really suffering through karma, we couldn't express to those people because they are adding fuel only.
No, we don't need to express it. We can just accept it. That's it. Basically, what I've told from my experience is, what will they feel about sky system? My father usually says, like, why should I go and tell my sufferings to others, and they will feel what he is in sky system, or he is like this. Why should we express that kind of a feel to others? That is why he used to think about it. We don't need to have that kind of thought at all, and we just need to come out of it, and we need to accept it, whatever people say. For that, we will need to have that maturity and practice the system, introspect.
Yes, this point is really valid, ma'am. After following our system for a long period, then only we came to know that we have to accept that is the only solution, and we have to act from that.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Nice explanation.
Be blessed by the divine. Do we have any other questions from the participants? Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for answering our questions and sharing your divine.
Thank you.
Meditators, let us all put our minds together to bless our professor. Kindly come to the meditative state by focusing your mind on the Durya Chakra. Professor Subhavahini Sitaraman Madam, be blessed by the divine. Her good health, be blessed by the divine. Her loving family, be blessed by the divine. Her divine service to the whole humanity, be blessed by the divine. Let us all bless Professor Hema Malini Madam for conducting Durya meditation. Professor Hema Malini Madam, be blessed by the divine. Her good health, be blessed by the divine. Her loving family, be blessed by the divine. Her divine service, be blessed by the divine. Thank you, professors. I really do sincerely thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please keep enlightening us with such more valuable and interesting topics. Be blessed by the divine. Giving is not just about making a donation, it is about asking a difference, and giving is the greatest act of grace. Dear donators, thank you so much for your great generosity. We, the World Community Service Center, greatly appreciate your donations and your sacrifices made. Your support helps us to further our mission of spreading Vedatrium to the whole world. By the grace of the divine bliss, may you and your family enjoy good health, long life, enough wealth, peace, prosperity, fame, and wisdom. Be blessed by the divine. We are happy to bring the online programs live from the Aliyar Temple of Consciousness tomorrow morning, 5:15 a.m. We will have Panchendriya meditation conducted in Tamil by Professor Bhavani from Udumalai. She belongs to Tirupattur zone along with WCSC IT department. 6 a.m. we will have simplified physical exercises demonstration in Tamil. 7 a.m. we will be having 9 center meditation in English conducted by Professor Jamuna Mani from Bangalore. By 11 a.m. we will have speech in Tamil on the topic Eliyamurai Udarpaichi Kai Paichiyin Mignana Vilakam by Professor Dr. Shanti from Aliyar. Evening programs 5:45 p.m. we will have 9 center meditation conducted by Professor Sita Lakshmi in Tamil. She belongs to Tirupattur zone along with WCSC IT department. 6:30 p.m. there will be a re-telecast of morning Tamil speech. 7:30 p.m. we will have Panchendriya meditation in Telugu. There will be a speech at 8 p.m. in Telugu on the topic Vedatrium Modern Life by Professor Satya Kameshwari from Kovuru. We request you to share this program invite with your friends and relatives. Let everyone take part in this spiritual journey and great progress. We thank our beloved President Padma Shri Arunidhi SKM Mailanandan sir for his leadership, guidance, and entire support. See you all tomorrow with another interesting session in Telugu. Till then, be safe, meditate, practice our Kundalini Yoga, and stay healthy. This is Jamuna Mani from the World Community Service Center, IT team, Aliyar. Let us conclude the program with the invocation of the world peace. May the world be blessed with plenty of rain. The farmers work to produce an abundance of grain. Let the practitioners of all trades prosper, flourish, and grow, and culture progress through the need to share and grow. Let the rules be beyond feelings of anger and fear, illiteracy, poverty, and all evils made to disappear. Let the true lamp of knowledge burn steady and bright. Our sense of duty guide us along paths always right. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Have a good night. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.